Football in the Bay Area here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. From the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. They go play action with Wilson. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
'49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. Here's Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up.
Touchdown! Cam Akers, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Rams are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Rams 7, 49ers nothing.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Watson now to throw. And Shark calls it in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Hey, 31! Hey, 31! Hey, you got a snubble. You got a snubble.
Up the middle. Here's Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Now Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Watson. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now a first down throw, Watson. Crossing the field, Beckham makes a catch. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. From the red zone now, Watson. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Kenny Galladay from 19 yards away. And the 49ers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
We saw these guys have some big plays in their wild card win last week, and they're certainly going to need to continue to put up plays like we just saw there if they hope to continue to move on in these playoffs.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson.
This one taken in by Olave. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
2nd and 2.
Throwing is Wilson.
He completes it to Olave.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 12-yard line. 7-7, our score after 1.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now it's Wilson.
He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Cam Akers
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Rams have taken the lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the plane.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out,
as his guys have now moved out in front. And they wasted no time right down near the goal line, and they just sneak it in.
Just do what you need to do. Big guys going up front. Have the field general, the leader, just fall in behind him.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Watson just beating the play clock.
They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
After the interception, here's Wilson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Niners are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Throwing deep for Galladay. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson.
He's got his man downfield. That's Galladay. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
I don't think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Watson. He completes it to Beckham.
And the Niners are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. Elliott.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Here's Watson on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out, and the 49ers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
And that flag accepted.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Fletcher Cox able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
Well, they got a takeaway on the last drive with an interception. How about this sack as a terrific follow-up? And that keeps pressure on this offense, and it could force them into more rush decisions or another turnover.
After the sack on 1st down, Wilson. Complete. Jefferson the target. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down, Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. After getting this one across the 40. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, give me that! Give me 4! Give me 4!
To throw is Watson. And this is caught at the 20. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So that challenge, a successful one. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Slot man moves right. From the gun on 3rd, Watson.
Quick slant complete to OBJ. And he is going to have a Niners first down. He needed 5. He got it barely as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
On first down, Watson. This one caught by Kittle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A first down carry by Elliott. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 2nd and 9, Watson. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. DJ Chark, 26 yards.
And the 49ers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Second and 4.
Now Wilson. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
On third down, here's a run by Akers.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Riley Dixon now to punt it away. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the first down carry. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Gay now set to kick it off. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Again, it's Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
41 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On second down, Elliott. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this out to the 47. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. The slot man in motion right. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. He finds his target, Beckham.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Here's Watson.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Rams are going to take over here up near the 40. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
From the 40 now on second down. Wilson, and down he goes. The 49ers get there. Josh Allen, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Fourth down. Here's Wilson. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. On 1st and 10, Watson. And Shark calls it in. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Inside give to Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They go to Elliott again. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd.
Hey, 31! Hey, 34! Hey, 31!
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. The kick by Gold is good, and the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Watson off play action. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Kenny Golladay. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead. Gold with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Wilson. That's into the... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by James Bradbury. And the Niners will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. After the interception, here's Watson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A handoff left, Elliott. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
They knew this would be tough on the road to Vic.
And he loses the football a second time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try to throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And that will be incomplete. Looked like it might have been intercepted, but he's out of bounds. And a good thing, too, probably. That would have cost him yardage. And now they'll get the ball back on the turnover on downs.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Watson.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Faking the give. Now Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Rams are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Yeah, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On third down, Wilson. And Ingram holds it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. The pass caught by Olave. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And the 49ers are going to have it here at their own 15. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And down he'll go at the 25.
66 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And Watson's going to throw it here.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play, unable to connect in that attempt.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off of play action, it's Watson. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And unable to connect, incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
And the Niners will continue on as we say so long, everybody.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cypress block, young buck holding like we knew it all, not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, to look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper.
They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbilly. Cubone staying with the lips. Really became a boss many years back. When I'm gone, can be pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance to